Nintendo recently released tech specs on their Switch page, but it hasn't been all that useful. Their CPU and GPU are currently listed as NVIDIA customized Tegra processor, which could be a rather wide range of performance, and they've also told some publications that its clock speed is halved when you take it out of the dock, although they told me today that nothing changes when it's undocked. So, not really sure what's going on there. TunnelBear is the simple VPN app that makes it easy to browse privately and enjoy a more open internet. Try TunnelBear for free at the link below. The screen is the 720p 6.2-inch capacitive panel, although I don't know if it's just like a really good TN panel or if it's some IPS technology going on. On top of the console, amongst the power button, volume buttons, and an audio jack for connecting headphones, microphones, and headsets, there's a game card slot. On the back side, there's a kickstand, so you can prop the console up, a micro SD card slot that is compatible with micro SD, micro SD-HC, and micro SD-XC memory cards. And while it has been quoted multiple times that it only supports up to 256 gig cards, recent statements from Nintendo state that up to 2 terabyte cards will work just fine once they're available. And then at the very bottom, there is a USB Type-C connector. This can be used to connect devices such as an AC adapter, a battery bank, or a Nintendo Switch dock. With the Joy-Con controllers attached to the rails located on the side of the console, it will weigh just 398 grams. Internally, there is 32 gigabytes of internal storage, and a portion of that is reserved for the system. So you don't have a ton of room to play with, and it's fairly expected that you will get an SD card, to the point where the game case that they're selling that I've seen so far has 2 SD card slots in it. It has a 4310 milliamp hour battery, and it is not user replaceable at all. If the battery does need to be replaced, Nintendo will offer a paid replacement through Nintendo customer support. Said battery will take 3 hours to charge and will last roughly 3 hours in Zelda Breath of the Wild, but is quoted to last over 6 hours if software and usage conditions are optimal. The Switch can be used in handheld mode, similar to something like a Game Boy, tabletop mode if you're away from home and playing with friends or simply don't want to hold on to it, and last but not least, TV mode, where you would connect the console to the dock. The dock itself features 2 USB ports on the side, which can be used to charge various wireless controllers or support something like an Ethernet over USB adapter, and of course, in the base of the unit, there's a USB Type-C connector to connect the console. Moving to the back, which I actually kind of got in a lot of trouble for trying to open at the event. There's an AC adapter, an HDMI port, and a single USB port, which is currently set to 2.0, but has 3.0 support planned for the future. Now this is purely speculation, but considering the dock is essentially a nicely stylized USB Type-C hub, plus a place to hold your Switch, I could see third-party options coming around that are just essentially breakout cables. Essentially, you could have a really value option of just a USB Type-C cable to your console that breaks out to AC wall power and HDMI out. It doesn't have as many features, and you'd have to lay the console down, but it would work. And it would be nice and cheap compared to the $90 price tag of the Nintendo Switch dock. The Joy-Con controllers will come in a standard gray color or neon blue and neon red. They have approximately 20 hours of battery life and can charge to full in 3.5 hours. To charge them, you need to rail them onto the side of the Switch console itself. If it's docked, they'll just charge up right away, and if it's undocked, they won't charge unless they are specifically at very low battery. They have HD rumble for precise vibrations and weigh roughly 50 grams each, with the right side controller having NFC for amiibo support and an IR motion camera just in case you want to play like rock, paper, scissors or something. Also, the battery is again not user replaceable and will have to be a paid service from Nintendo. Included in the box are also some Joy-Con straps, which must be railed into each controller and feature enhanced shoulder buttons. There is also the option for the Joy-Con grip. The one included with the system has no specific features other than pass-through for the power indicator LEDs on the Joy-Cons. It literally just holds them and adds some handles. If you want to be able to charge them through the grip accessory, you need to buy an additional grip accessory that supports charging. Now there has been some confusion over how exactly the Joy-Con controllers connect to the Switch itself, with a lot of the speculation being around Bluetooth. This may or may not be related, but I was pulled up on stage to play Mario Kart 8 Deluxe against some other dude. I was fairly confident, as I've played my fair share of Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U, and I placed myself on the left-hand side, farthest from the Switch console. may I add. I would try to drift to the right, around a corner, and would thus be thrown directly into a wall on the left-hand side. It was frustrating, and there was other problems like that as well. Now, I thought that it was just because of this training wheels feature that will help bring you down the track. I thought that maybe my pro Mario Kart 8 Deluxe moves were actually screwing with the training wheels and resulting in some weird actions, and I thought I was just above that. But no, apparently it was just some wireless interference in the actual showroom because of the amount of wireless devices and Switch consoles that were there. They moved me from the other side of the stage closer to the Switch console, and bam! Everything worked just fine. I was able to climb from 12th place, dead last, to 9th in just a few seconds, but the damage was done. The other guy came in 3rd. I lost. My pride damaged. But they got me another race, a chance to redeem myself. They put me on stage against a little girl. I'll let you watch how that came out.
My man Luke came up here.
All right, you're gonna come on over here.
For lack of better words, you just got humiliated in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, right? So you're gonna have to make some choices, Luke. Yeah. This is Lila. She's very good at this game, by the way. But the other situation is if Lila beats you, you're gonna be humiliated again, and then you gotta carry that into tomorrow.
A bigger bag.
Yeah, those rocks just got bigger. They're boulders. Okay?
Yeah.
So good luck. I wish you the best. I really do. So folks, for your entertainment, maybe for Luke's humiliation, I don't know. This is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Gentlemen, can we go ahead and get that on the screen?
Go ahead.
Good luck, sir. I guess that's the best I can tell you.
I tried to stop before the finish line. I didn't want to be a massive jerk and beat a little girl at Mario Kart in front of her mom on stage. I turned into the wall and I let off the accelerator, but it dragged me over the freaking finish line. At first I thought this was momentum, and I was rather surprised. I felt horrible. How could I have done this? Then I realized it was that damn training wheels feature that I mentioned earlier. In an attempt to help me, it made me continue down the course and over the finish line in the single most horrifying accidental victory I have ever achieved. Ideally, I wanted to spend the majority of the race in first, but then let her win. That would have been the non-horrible thing to do. Instead, I came in first. This was observed by a large percentage of the people at the event, and very few understood that it was the training wheels that made me win. I will forever be known as that guy who got crushed, then proceeded to join another match against a little girl and beat her at Mario Kart 8 on stage in front of her mom. I'm never going to outlive this, and if you're watching, Lila, you're awesome. Good race, and if I see you at another event, I'm sure you'll beat me then. This isn't the most powerful piece of technology ever, and that's a bit of an understatement. Unfortunately, I was unable to play Breath of the Wild, but it apparently runs at 30 FPS. But the games that I did play, like Mario Kart for example, did feel very smooth and looked great, even despite the 720p resolution in handheld mode, because of stuff like their art style. Nintendo consoles aren't something that you buy for their blazing fast performance. You buy a PC for that. The ability to take this everywhere you go, charging it off battery banks if you need to, and then coming home and putting it on a dock for the same quality but maybe even upgraded to 1080p and playing on the couch is a pretty great experience. And yeah, I agree, it should have included something in the box like Switch Sports or something similar to Wii Sports, and it would have been really cool if they could have included 1-2 Switch, because that game looks hilariously awesome to play with friends. Like, who would have thought of milking a cow on the Nintendo Switch? I don't know, but it would be fun, and I expect that game to go underappreciated because of its premium price tag. It's out of stock everywhere as far as I can tell, and reselling pre-orders for nearly twice the price on eBay seems to be popular right now, so maybe wait a bit before deciding if you're gonna buy one or not. But once they're available again, I definitely will. Although I admit I'm a bit of a Nintendo fanboy. A high-powered computer and a modern Nintendo console have always been a fantastic pair, in my opinion, and I'm excited for what the future of the Switch has to offer.